Good morning, dear students. I hope so that you all are doing fine, and I hope so that you are in touch with your studies. And I know that some of you are taking online classes, but few are not. But in coming weeks, you all will be having your classes, and I hope that we will all see each other once again in our physical classes in schools. So hope for the best. So students, I decided to make this video about the topic factorization. Factorization is one of the most important topic, and it is very much used in algebra, and in many topics, you are supposed to do factorization. So factorization is done in mostly three ways. Simple factorization, I call it simple factorization because when two terms are given and we find that what is common in these two given two terms, so that I mostly call simple factorization. And the other factorization is by using identities. When we use identities to factorize, then I have seen that many students, they face problem, and they are not easy with doing that. So I'll try my best to cover this factorization method. And the other method is mid-term breaking. I hope so that many of you, they are familiar with this name, mid-term breaking. So we will do practice of mid-term breaking as well. So I will try my best to cover these three things, and I will try my best to make this video as useful as I can. And I hope so that when you will see it, you will be then easy with all these three types of factorization. So let's start. So simple, let's take first examples of simple factorization. Like for example, if we have a question like x squared plus 4x, two terms are given. You know that in these two terms you find x is present in both terms. Okay, first of all, you should know that how many terms are here. In this expression there are two terms, first term and the second term, and these two terms are having x common in them. So when we will take x common, this is x squared. So x squared is a product of 2x. X squared is a product of 2x. So one x we have taken common, so you can cancel it. The other one which is left over, you will write in bracket. In the same way, this is a product of 4 and x. X you have taken common, what is left over? 4, that we write here. So this is the factorization. We have done factorization of this expression. Let's take another example. For example, if we have a squared, let's take 3a squared plus 6a and plus 9. Let's make it a cube, a squared and 9a. Now this expression is consisting of three terms, this one and this one. In these three terms we find that 3 is common, first of all, because you know that 3 ones are 3, 3 twos are 6, 3 threes are 9. So it means 3 is taken common. Then you can see that a is common. This is a cubed, a squared and a. So all these terms are having a, so that's why a is also common here. Now a cubed means it's a product of 3a, means a cubed is equal to a dot a dot a, product of 3 a's. 1a we have taken common, 3 is common and 1a is common. So how many a's are left here? 2 a's. So it means we will write down a squared, because a times a is equal to this a dot a is a squared. So that's why we will take a squared here. Then 3 we have taken common. 6, 3 2s are 6. That's why we will write here 2. And this is a squared. A squared means a dot a. A we have taken common, and one a is left, that we are going to write here. I hope so that you are getting it. Then this is 9. 3 3s are 9, so that's why we write here 3, and it is only one a which we have taken common, so only we are left with 3. So this is answer of the question, and this is the factorization of this expression. I hope so that you are getting it and you are having no problem. If you have any problem or any query, you can write that in comments and I will answer you. But I don't feel that there is any problem in this type of factorization. Now students, let's move to the very important part of factorization, and that is when we factorize by using identities. By using identities. So students, when we do factorization by using identities, so first of all we should know that how many identities we have. So you know that we have 3 identities. A plus b whole squared is equal to a squared plus 2ab plus b squared, or it is written as, it can be written as a squared plus b squared plus 2ab. But both of these we will be using, but more focus will be on the first type of, like we have written here. So the other second identity is a minus b whole squared, which is equal to a squared minus 2ab and plus b squared, and this can also be written as a squared plus b squared minus 2ab. So you can see that this sign and the sign of 2 is same. This is negative, sign of 2 is negative. These are both positive. A squared and b squared, these are both positive, but the sign, negative sign and sign of this negative sign and the sign of 2 is same. Similarly here, if it is positive, then this sign and the sign of 2 is same. The last identity which we mostly use is a squared minus b squared, that is equal to a plus b and a minus b. So these identities we are going to use, and with the help of these identities we will factorize. Now for example, if we have a question like, the question is, for example, the question is a squared plus 14a plus 49. Okay, so when you can use when you can factorize this expression by the help of identities, if the first term and the last term, if the first term and the last term are perfect squares. If the first term and the last term, these both are perfect squares. You know that a square is a perfect square of a. Like if we start its solution, then a square is a perfect square of a. So we can write it like this. A square is a perfect square of a. So we can write it in bracket. And 49, is a perfect square of 7. 7 sevens are 49. So now in this space you have to write down, if it is positive you will use positive sign, if the sign of the middle term is negative, then you will write here negative sign. Okay, this thing you have to keep in mind. So now you will write down 2 and this term which is a, and the last term which is 7. So now you can match this with this thing, like it is a squared plus 2ab plus 7. Here in place of b we have written 7. We have here 7. So it is a squared plus 2ab plus b square. So we can write down a plus 7 whole squared, and this is the factorization of this expression, and this is answer of the question. So I don't think so that there is any problem in it. Just try to memorize one thing, that the first term and the last term must be perfect square. If these two are perfect square, then we can easily use identities. Otherwise we go for the other method, that is called midterm breaking. But if the first term and the last term is a perfect square, they both are perfect square, then use identities, and you will see that your question will finish soon. The solution, the factorization you can do easily. Now let's take another example. Like for example, if we have a question, like suppose just change the sign of this 40, a squared minus 14a plus 49. Again you can see that a is a perfect square of a. Similar question, just I have changed the sign of this 14. So we can, when we will start the solution, we can see that the first and the last term are perfect square. We can write down a squared plus 7 squared. Now here you have to use the negative sign, because the sign of the middle term is negative. So you will use negative sign and 2, and the first term is a and the last term is 7. Now this has become a squared minus 2ab plus b squared, the second identity. Now you can write down a minus 7 whole squared, because if it is a squared minus 2ab plus b squared, it can be written like a minus b whole squared. So a minus b, because we have replaced b by 7, because here we had 7. Now let's do the last, use the last identity. For example, if we have a question like 4 minus 9a squared, you can see that this question is consisting of two terms, and both terms must be perfect squares. Both the terms must be perfect squares. Like for example, in the beginning I just erased 9 and we use a squared. You can see that 4 is a perfect square. If we start solution, you know 4 is a perfect square of 2 and a squared is a perfect square of a. So now it is a square minus b square, which is equal to a plus b, 2 plus a, and a minus b, 2 minus a. This is the factorization of this question. Now suppose if there is a 9, you know that 9 is also a perfect square. 9 is also a perfect square, so we will write down 2 square and minus 3a whole squared. So the number which is written with a, that must also be a perfect square. Okay, so now it is a squared minus b squared, so you will write down a plus b and a minus b, a plus b, a minus b. So you will write down 2 plus 3a and 2 minus 3a. In the same way, suppose we have a question. The question, for example, if it is 8 minus 18a squared. Now you can see that in this question there is no perfect square, and you can take 2 common. Okay, and when you will take 2 common, solution, because 2 4s are 8, 2 9s are 18, so when you will take 2 common, it will turn to 4 minus 9a squared. Now you can see that it is exactly the same as previous example. So this is 4 minus 9a squared. So 2, in the beginning no perfect square was given, only the a was perfect square, but these numbers were not perfect squares. So it was possible to convert them into perfect squares. If it is not possible to convert them into perfect squares, then you will do just simple factorization if possible, otherwise you leave, or if it is possible you do. So now when we have taken two common, then 4 and 9a, which is written in the bracket, we are in a position to factorize this expression. So now when we will factorize it, so 2 squared minus 3a whole squared, and this is a squared minus b squared, so which can be written as a plus b and a minus b. So 2 into 2 plus 3a and 2 minus 3a. So that's the answer of the question. So this is the way when we use identities to factorize the expressions. Be very much careful that identities, the first two identities, you can see that first two identities we can only use if the first term and the last term are perfect square. In these two identities we can only use these identities if the first term and the last term are perfect squares. And the third identity is used when there are two terms given, both of them are perfect squares, and sign between them is always negative. If it is positive, you can see if it is a squared plus b squared, then we cannot write it equal to a plus b and a minus b. There is no such type of identity. It is a squared minus b squared. So there is always you have to remember that there is minus sign, and it's expression of two terms and both the terms are perfect squares. So this was all about using identities. Next way of factorization is, next method of factorization is midterm breaking. So this is also easy method. You can easily understand it. Like for example, now we are going to use midterm breaking. For example, if we have a question like x squared minus 6x plus 8, x squared minus 6x plus 8. Now we will use midterm breaking, but you should also ask why we are not using identities. So I hope so that you know the answer, but if you don't know, I can tell you that the first term is a perfect square. You can see that it's a perfect square of x. X squared means perfect square of x, but 8 is not a perfect square. 8 is not a perfect square, so that's why we are not in a position to use or factorize it by using identity. So we then use the other method, which is midterm breaking. Now we will break this term. So now the method is that you find the factors of this number. If we have any number written here, like for example right now it's 1, because there is no coefficient given, so that's why it is 1. So 8 ones are 8. But if it is other than 1, then we multiply 8 first by that number, and then we find the factors of that number. Right now we are having 8, 8 ones are 8, so we will find the factors of 8. You know that factors of 8 are 1, 2, 4 and 8 itself. How do we get 8? Like when we multiply 1 by 8 and 2 by 4. So 1 times 8 is 8 and 2 times 4 is 8. Yes, we have got two pairs of factors, 1 and 8, 2 and 4. Now we will check that after simplification which pair we will now we have to select one of the pair, and we will check that after simplification of the numbers which pair gives us 6. Like for example, now if we simplify 1 and 8, suppose we are simplifying 1 and 8, so when we will plus 1 and 8 we will get 9. When I minus 1 minus 8 is minus 7. If I change the sign of 1 and keep 8 positive, this is 7, and if I keep both negative, then I get minus 9. In the same way, when I use this pair 2 and 4, when I add them, I get 6. When I subtract 4 from 2, I get minus 2. When I subtract 2 from 4, I get 2. When I keep both numbers negative, I get minus 6. So my middle term is minus 6. My middle term is minus 6. It means I will use this pair, means minus 2 and minus 4. So now I am going to break this 6 by using minus 2 and minus 6, because you know that when I simplify minus 2 and minus 4, I get minus 6. So I will write down x squared, this is solution. I will write down x squared minus 2x minus 4x and plus 8. Now I will make group of two terms, group of these two terms and then these two terms. You can see that in these two terms I can take x common. So when I will take x common, then it is x squared, means product of 2x. So one is taken common, the other is left over, and it is a product of 2 and x. X we have taken common, so only 2 is left. Similarly, when we take common here, we can see that we can take 4 common. When we have taken minus 4 common. So when we take minus sign common, the sign of the negative term becomes positive and positive term becomes negative. So now I have taken negative sign common. So it was negative, so it is going to be positive, and it was positive, it is going to be negative. So it is written like this. Here the objective is like the thing on which you have to focus, or you are not supposed to miss, is that the expression which are written in these two brackets must exactly be same, term wise, sign wise and order wise. Okay, if it is 2 minus x, so you have to change the order. Like if the first one is x minus 2, it should also be x minus 2. So this is the most important thing. So exactly the signs are same. So now we can take x minus 2 common. So x minus 2 is taken common. From here we are left with x, and there we are left with 4. So this is the factorization of this expression. So to explain midterm breaking, let's consider another example. Suppose we have 5x squared minus 14x, 5x squared minus 14x and plus 9. So this time you can see that the coefficient of x is 5, last term is 9. We are not supposed to find the factors of 9. We will multiply 9 first by 5, and when we multiply it by 5 we get 45. So we are having 45 and we will find out the factors of 45. Okay, so when we find the factors of 45, you know 1 times 45 is 45 and 5 9s are 45. So these are the possible pair which we can get by this 45. So now we have to choose one of the pair. If we choose this pair 1 and 45, 1 plus 45 gives you 46, 1 minus 45 gives you minus 44, 1 minus 1 plus 45 gives you 44, and minus 1 and minus 45 gives you minus 46. But you know that this is 14, not 46 or 44, so that's why we cannot use we will not use this pair of factors. The other pair of factors is 9 and 5. So 9 plus 5 plus 9 is 14, 5 minus 9 is minus 4, minus 5 plus 9 is 4, and minus 5 minus 9 is minus 14. So our middle term or midterm which we are going to break is minus 14, and you know that this is the suitable one pair which we are supposed to use, minus 5 and minus 9. So we can, you know that this is 5, so we will try to keep 5 with 5 and 9 with 9. So we will write down solution 5x squared minus 5x. 14x we are breaking, so 14x is breaking in a way 5 and minus 5 and minus 9, so minus 5x minus 9x and plus 9. Now you will make groups here. When you make the group of 5x squared and 5x, you know 5 and x can be taken common, so 5x is taken common. From here we are left with x, and from there, because we have taken this whole as common, so then it is 1, so minus 1. In this you can take 9 common, we have taken minus 9 common, so when you take minus 9 common, you know the signs then they change. The term with negative sign becomes positive, and the term with positive sign becomes negative. So it was negative term, so it will become x, and this is the positive term, this will become negative, so negative 1. So you can see, because 9 we have taken common, so 9 ones are 9. So you know that this expression which is written in the bracket is exactly same, so this can be taken common, so x minus 1 is taken common. From here we are left with 5x, and from there minus 9. So let's change this question. I don't think that there is any problem in this question, and let's now change this question a little bit. Suppose if we have 9y squared and it is also y. Okay, the same thing you are going to do. It is 9, it is 5, multiply these two numbers, 45, break it down. You know that minus 5 and minus 9 gives you minus 14. So we will write down, when you start your solution, we will write down 5x squared minus 5xy, because this time it is xy. So you are supposed to write down xy. So minus 9xy and plus 9y squared. Now you will make groups. Here when you make the group, it you will take 5x common. So here you are having 1x left, that we are supposed to write here, and 5x we have taken common, so y is left, so we will write down x minus y. So here in this group you can take 9 and y common. When you have taken 9 and y common, so you are left with x here, so x and minus, and because minus you have taken common, so positive becomes minus. Okay, the 9 we have taken common, one y we have taken common, the other y we are supposed to write here. So x minus y and x minus y, these are same, so we will write down x minus y, which we have taken common. So here we are left with x 5x minus 9y. So that's the factorization of this expression. So students, we have done 3 methods of factorization. Simple factorization, then we studied about factorization by using identities, and in identities you need to be very careful. The terms which are given at the like which are the first term and the last term, those terms must be perfect squares. Then you can use a square, a plus b whole squared, or a minus b whole squared. And if it is expression of 2 terms and both of them are perfect square and with the negative sign between them, you can use the third identity. And when you do midterm breaking, you have to keep in mind that you are supposed to multiply the coefficients of the last term and the first term with each other. Then you find the factors of the product. So then you break the midterm, and after this whole process, when you factorize, you make the groups, and there you have to achieve one objective, that is that the expression which is written in the brackets must be same, and after that you take that expression which is in the brackets common, and then you reach to your final answer. So I hope so that you have enjoyed the lesson. If you have any query, if you have any problem regarding any concept or any question, you can write, you can tell me by writing in comments, and I will try my best to help you. Thank you so much.